this? Cock-blocked twice in my own game. Cowboy up, nerd. Time for melon farmers to pay the ferryman. That's an America fuck yeah moment right there.
So, I truly tried going into Deadpool and Wolverine with an open perspective. I tried to not be as negative anymore since it really doesn't get anywhere, since a lot of conversation online is just negative for the sake of it. But this movie feels like it was scientifically engineered to get under my skin. As a whole, the film stands as a reminder that there are 2 better Deadpool movies and at least 3 better movies with Wolverine, and these 2 meeting up don't do as much heavy lifting as you would think, but in a bad way. In an attempt to make this schlocky comic crossover the first big rated R Marvel movie, it falls face first, and the Russian judge unfortunately has to give it a 0 on the landing. During select previews for the movie, audiences were shown the first 40 or so minutes of the movie. I thought this was an odd choice given that the fact that the movie is 2 hours long. Well, that's because about 40 minutes into the movie, my hopes and dreams were crushed, and my thoughts went from a hopeful, maybe this won't be as bad as some are saying, to, oh god. The keys were jingled from that moment on, and the movie does not let go of the keys. You are treated like a sniveling little infant for the rest of the movie's runtime. At the very start, Chris Evans reprises his role as the Human Torch before he is promptly skinned alive. Juggernaut from X-Men 3, yeah, he's here. He has a couple lines. You see all these things that you recognize. The keys are constantly jingled, and Deadpool makes 2 Gen Z cancel culture jokes. It feels so regressive. It was here where any fun that I was having up to this point had come to a complete stop because of the rest of the movie is just like this. This is Marvel's most conservative film. It regresses the character of Deadpool down to the most basic white guy interpretation. A character that is canonically pansexual, is too cowardly to even mention how he likes to kiss boys sometimes, or the only time that it's even remotely brought up in big air quotes is during one of the many gay jokes. There is so many gay jokes throughout the movie's runtime. It is the pinnacle of comedy for this film, and it feels almost homophobic at points. The constant gay jokes and the constant Gen Z cancel culture jokes was enough to just make me sick of this fucking movie, man. That, in combination with the constant key jingling, just really made my time with the movie not enjoyable. Throughout the movie, Deadpool keeps making jokes about how Marvel movies fell off after Endgame. His words. Deadpool keeps reminding us how they need these stupid cameos to seemingly keep the audience engaged, how they keep forcing these characters to be played by one actor until that actor croaks over and dies. This could work if you weren't doing the exact same fucking thing. Wesley Snipes returns as Blade. Jennifer Gardner returns as Elektra from the Daredevil movie. Channing Tatum makes a return as a comic-accurate version of Gambit this time from X-Men Origins Wolverine. And Daphne Keane returns as X-23 from Logan. One part of me wants to believe that's the film attempting to be clever, but on the other hand, you really are pulling the bottom of the barrel cameo so all of Reddit can unite together and claim the critics were really wrong this time. We swear. One issue that actually shocked me was the lack of chemistry from our 2 leads. Despite being close friends in real life, Jackman and Reynolds don't seem to occupy the screen together comfortably, and any actual moments of the 2 seemingly being able to work together is immediately undermined by Deadpool claiming he has a boner or something. The banter between the 2 doesn't feel natural at all, and Deadpool seems to bounce off the other cast members better somehow, especially in his own standalone films. I could keep going, but you understand my point. The film doesn't stand on its own as a cheesy romp through the multiverse, unlike Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, nor does it serve as a fitting end for this Fox-shared universe of movies. The characters that Deadpool is so committed to saving gets less lines of dialogue than fucking Elektra from the Daredevil movie. Despite all the film's mishaps, I did have fun sometimes, though. The first 40 or so minutes, like I said, was fun. I laughed a few times. I was on board. And I'd be lying if I said Chris Evans as the Human Torch being skinned alive in a split second didn't make me chuckle. Similarly, Channing Tatum's commitment to sounding stupid as hell, like Gambit, made me laugh until Deadpool would speak up and explain to the audience that he still doesn't know what he said. And that's one of my issues with the comedy, is that they can't let jokes die. They kept using the same jokes over and over and over again until the youngest person in the crowd can finally understand the joke. But I also like the very end of the movie, at least. During the end credit scene, a little montage plays that shows a bunch of behind the scenes from the various Fox Marvel movies, and that felt like a better send-off than this film. Deadpool and Wolverine is a mess, first and foremost, but it's also a gross reminder that the critics don't know how to have fun, and the just let people enjoy things crowd have yet another film to leverage their voice into thinking they know more than the critics because they like this one, but the critics hated it. Even someone like me, who is by no means a critic, but a fan of film and comic books, can have their words twisted and treated like I don't know how to have fun, but last week's Twisters was an example of a movie that is fun, but doesn't require you to turn off your brain. Deadpool and Wolverine suffers immensely if you are over the age of 15 or having a working brainstem. It's not the worst superhero movie in recent memory, and it has actual funny gags, but it feels cynical. Like Marvel needed a way to recoup losses, so they decided to pull the red and yellow suited rabbits out of a hat to make one more movie. That will likely gross $1 billion. If you like Glup Shido appearances, then you'll like this movie, but if you want an actual fun adventure with these two characters, better start writing that fan fiction. All right, that was my written review for Deadpool and Wolverine. I wrote one for Twisters too, but it was basically just I like the movie. It's fun. The message is good. Yes, Twisters is a lot of fun. If you have the option of watching Twisters or Deadpool and Wolverine, I would unironically say go watch Twisters. It's a lot more fun. It cares a lot more about its message, and the performances are actually quite fun. But yeah, besides that, Deadpool and Wolverine, it made me mad. I didn't like it. I could see how somebody would like it if they care about these Glup Shido cameos, like Wesley Snipes returning his blade. But, like, at the same time, I don't care. This is bottom of the barrel cameos. I just want, like, actual, like, tangible, new, good movies. I don't care that all these cameos show up. It's just annoying. But and that leads to a greater problem that I didn't bring up, like the fact that people like review the cameos. It's like this cameo was a 10 out of 10. It's like where did we get lost? It's a cameo. It's not supposed to be like important to the story. Wesley Snipes' blade shouldn't have more lines of dialogue than hell even X-23. Like we've just become lost in the message, and that's why the movie feels cynical. But I'm not gonna keep talking because I think my voice is going, or I'm sick, or I don't know what's going on, but I sound weird, and this movie just makes me mad. So, yeah, thanks for watching.